we cater to like small businesses, and with small businesses, I mean, maybe, 50, 100 employees, they're just getting started. They want to mature out of a cloud storage solution. We cater to mid-sized businesses, and we can cater to enterprises. So we really have clients across the board.
I think we are not only bringing in a product, but we also help to change the narrative internally and bring people together, finally. Whether this is IT, marketing, sales, design, all kinds of departments.
Yeah.
So where they finally sit on the table because they have a place where everyone gets a share, where everyone has something that is really providing them value, and it adds value to the overall picture. So I think it's something hidden, but it truly triggers transformation in a broader sense to those companies.
Uber acquired Postmates, and I believe it was 2020. And Postmates has been a client of ours since 2019. So they've been using the platform. They've been using, those early media library functionalities that we've had that developed into the DAM. They use the brand portal quite well. So 2019, Postmates was acquired. 2020, we changed the contract. And then starting in 2021, they started looking at, how they're doing things. So the creative operations team at Uber was looking at, hey, how do we manage our assets? It was, similar use case, that like disjointed ecosystem. Some was in a box, some was on a PDF. They had this custom CMS that they've built for brand.uber.com. They used to have a DAM that was owned by one of their agency partners that was managing all those assets for them. So they kind of said, look, we probably want to replicate what Frontify has done with Postmates. So we started engaging together into that journey. And in 2021, we then really replaced everything, like that box folder with all the marketing assets, the DAM, like lots of those toolkits and guidance. And what they did really well is they really got to value quickly. So they were launching it, and they kind of saw that initial, launch and usage. And based on that usage, they kept expanding it. So as a business, they've acquired more and more businesses, right? So they acquired Corner Shop, Drizzly, like a bunch of others. So they were really like level setting them on, hey, Uber as a brand and as a business, as a marketing organization is complex. We have that B2B function. We have a B2C function, but for riders, for Eats, delivery, we do alcohol delivery with Drizzly. We have different markets where we show up differently as Corner Shop. So what they ultimately did was then really redo their whole brand architecture. As part of this, that they replaced that brand.uber.com, the custom CMS that they couldn't maintain, was like expensive, wasn't really agile enough for their type of business. And then they ran a full integration motion with it. So they acquired Corner Shop, they replaced the tools, that saved them some money. They built a completely separate domain. It was brand.cornershopapp.com. The team was pretty independent, and then they folded it in as part of like the integration process over the next 12 to 18 months.